I forgot to add us back in because I was reading the comments. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. I'm Deplorable Knitter. That lovely lady is Ann Pankova, and I'm sorry we're running a slight bit late, and we're abnormal time. Ann's been under the weather this week, so we're going to try to keep her. I mean, but she knows all the news, so it's a rock and a hard place, friends. I'm sorry.
It's a problem because, as I was saying before, I've been just miserable this past week. I was out sick a couple days from work. It's been really bad, but I'm trying to keep it together for you guys, okay? Because I care. I really care. I'm here for you. But also, I'm kind of so this is going to be interesting.
The conversation this morning, because we always do a quick debrief before we start. Ann was struggling. So we're going to do our best to get through this. I have some things to talk about. Ann has some things to talk about. It'll be a good time. You might wonder why I'm wearing some mitts, which are not normally my thing. But this is one of my designs. These are, I think I called them confetti mitts. But they have Chicken Lady yarn. This beautiful color work, the blue is not hers, but this color work is a Chicken Lady color. And Chicken Lady is our sponsor. And you can use the code. Oh, I didn't even... Holy moly, who runs this show? I just want to know who put me in charge, really, is what I need to know. Okay, so.
Geo Washington PIK
Geo Washington.
For 20% off your order of $50 or more. There we go.
I had the double code up because I had that last week because it was still January.
Right.
But Chicken Lady has great yarn. She has beautiful yarn. Look at this Festivus. Look at the color in these mitts. I love them. Mm-hmm. They're so happy. If you can't tell, I just came across them again. I kind of forgot I designed them. I won't lie. So there's a hat that goes with them too. I'm like, what? I put things away. Do you ever do that, Ann? And then you find them again. You're like, oh, I loved that. Why don't I have whatever?
All the time. Well, actually,
I
know I'm going to show off a couple of my old pads because it is Olympic week. Hi, remember Betsy Ross? Remember that?
I know Betsy Ross would put Ann on the map, friends. Yeah. I mean, really. Chicken Lady's last week of her 50s. Let us celebrate. Ooh. Chicken Lady, we celebrate you all the time. And you are just aging like a fine wine. And we just adore you. So wonderful.
It is the absolute best.
Let's see. Texas Sheep Lady says that you should have lemon and fresh ginger with honey. And that'll help you. That sounds actually fairly good. So, I mean, and Amy says too, hot toddies for all. So, but yeah, Chicken Lady yarn. Use the code Geo Washington PIK for 20% off of your order of $50 or more. I'll put this somewhere that I won't be able to find it later when I need that. Oh, is that last month's giveaway?
This is last month's giveaway, which we haven't pulled yet.
We didn't pick
I'm totally sick.
We're a little bit behind.
Black Canyon, which is very pretty.
It is beautiful. It is very lovely, and we love it. And we, like I said before, we do also love Lynn. So you've been sick. Have you been able to knit?
Barely.
Poor girl. Dude, you guys know Ann does not feel good if she is not knitting. And also, I would like to just put this out there before we even get going. Last night, she was texting me about how terrible she felt. And somebody suggested that she go to bed quite aggressively. And did you go to bed, Ann?
No, I did not. I finished watching the opening ceremonies. But the thing is that like I said, I've been ill. So I've been, laying around and, watching TV and doing whatever. And that whole thing where, man, I was an absolute fool. Previous nights, NyQuil'd it up, stoned, you're out. Last night, I'm like, no, I won't. Who does that? That's a stupid person thing. Why would I think that I don't need the NyQuil?
When your good friend DK was explaining to you that sleep is the best thing when you're sick, and you were insisting upon watching the ugly coats that the Canadians were wearing.
Oh, they were hideous, though.
I didn't see them yet.
Anyways, I was very enthusiastic. America looked so good. It looked amazing. Ireland had some good sweaters, and respect to China. Their outfits were clean.
Very good. I see.
Norway, amazing.
Emily, I needed you on my side last night. She said, you can always catch up on the opening ceremonies on playback, Anne.
Well,
Somebody
yeah.
saying her snotty self, but no.
Well, I could watch it on playback, but who wants to do that? I mean, I was already watching them. I didn't have a lot of, impetus to get up. Like I would have to
Not impressed.
move.
That's the unimpressed with Anne and her things.
Well,
I love that this is this is a sports ball Anne is excited about. Yeah. Anne, dude, if Anne was not excited about the Olympics, we would all be terribly concerned because Anne may not enjoy sports ball exactly, but Anne enjoys America.
I do.
And she enjoys being patriotic. If you couldn't tell by the fact that she's got all of her flags on today.
Exactly. Well, not even all of my flags. I could have gotten a couple extra pins out.
Yeah. I was just thinking, remember Pete Hegseth had his 4-pin minimum or his 4-flag minimum? Like he would have, or maybe you don't know because you didn't watch Fox, but he would generally have a pin and then a belt buckle. And then one thing he was wearing was the inside lining was a flag. He had all these flags everywhere. Yeah. So printed the U.S. hat pattern though.
Ooh, the U.S. hat pattern is nice. And also, we're all sitting there and it's the opening ceremonies and it's extra close up on the Team USA. I'm like, oh, those sweaters are good. Look at that hat. Look at that. Perfect.
So you were doing some research? Is that what you're trying to tell me? It wasn't just that you were enjoying the ceremonies, you were researching the latest knitting trends?
The Winter Olympics are the most important knitting event of the year, I would say. I mean, it's leading in knitting.
Emily is asking, where do we get that U.S. hat pattern? Are you talking about the Olympic hat pattern or the one that Anne is wearing on the top of her head? Because that one is available in her Love Crafts store under Anne Pinkova.
I think it's on Etsy too. If
Etsy.
You like it.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's on Love Crafts. The official U.S. hat pattern, I don't know. Sure.
Well, Kendra's saying that there's one that's free on Ravelry. That might be the one that they're speaking of. I don't know, but I mean, the Betsy Ross hat pattern. Come on, guys, can't go on.
Yeah, and I couldn't find because I do have a Union Jack one that is also available. Israel, and we're gonna get to that news. Israel is free, both on my website and through Love Crafts. Canada is
sorry, I don't know.
I just sucked. But yeah.
What's up?
Their coats were very, very ugly.
Okay.
But yeah. The Canadian flag one, that one is on Etsy and Love Crafts. Hong Kong always makes me sad because they're still owned by China and it's awful. And anyways, Hong Kong is free on Love Crafts.
That one is beautiful. If I didn't despise Intarsia with every fiber of my being, I would enjoy and making big things because it's also a giant scarf. But I would enjoy having it in theory.
In theory. This would be great.
But yeah, Anna's put it on. Anna's sick. Get cozy. Get snuggled in.
There we go.
But so
yes. Yeah, so
Emily did say that she knew where your patterns were, but just a refresher, because as much as this is a knitting podcast, Anne and I very rarely shill our own stuff, which is kind of funny. So, if we have something come out, we do say it once in a while, and then we're like, all right, well, that was over.
Speaking of being better shills, and as the person who does not have her heart quill out yet, as I was digging through all these patterns, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Why didn't I actually write that chart out for people?
It's cute, and I love the way it's just got the little bit of stripes and
it's no stripes. It's a little Yusa.
Well, the little stripes at the bottom. Yeah. Oh, I thought you said there were no stripes. Sorry, I'm having a moment. Wouldn't it be fun to combine Anne's pattern with the FAFO hat? Yeah, I actually have been working on a support ice hat, and I was contemplating putting a flag on it, but I may not, because the problem with the flag is that if you do straight lines, then it needs to be intarsia, or it needs to be color work, or maybe the jacquard the ladder back jacquard method, because you can't just do stripes. You can't just do stripes forever because your floats are too long and it's terrible. And then I was working on a waving flag pattern that looked dumb. So, yeah, I have an idea. I actually might use Chicken Lady's part team like it's 1621. Is that what that was called? You know, it's black with like the little bits of rainbow. And then I was thinking about just doing the words in white. And I just thought that would make it fun. Maybe with some stars. That was the cat woke me up at 5 this morning. So when I lay in bed, then my brain starts thinking about these things, you know? So anyway, but and then when I was, okay, this segues actually into what I was going to talk about. So, hey guys, I have a new pattern out. I put it out this week. It says FAFO. If you're not familiar with that term, it means F around and find out. And it's a kind of you reap what you sow kind of thing. If you go to a protest and do stupid things, you might win stupid prizes, that kind of vibe. But it's just a color work hat. It's got a stripe of snowflakes on it. My tech editor, she loved the snowflakes, and I didn't even do it on purpose. I just thought snowflakes would be fun, but she thought it was hilarious that I did a FAFO pattern with the snowflakes on it as reference to the snowflakes. Not the ones in the sky, but the ones out in the world.
That's true. I wasn't even thinking that way. I was thinking more like, ice, snow.
Yeah, well, that's kind of where I was going with it. Like, it's kind of like a wintry pattern. I may just, but yeah, my FAFO pattern. And I sell all of my stuff on Galilee Life, but I chose not to put this pattern on there because Galilee Life is a Jesus-based Christian selling website, and I just didn't feel good about putting it up there. I don't know. It didn't feel proper to me, and people may disagree with me, but that's just how I felt about it. Like, they are really great.
It's an acronym which involves vulgarity, so I can see not wanting to.
And it's at one point I did put my FJB, my F Joe Biden pattern up there, and they did get some feedback about it that people didn't love it. And I don't want to put them in a situation, even though I do pay to be on their platform. I pay a fee to sell my patterns there. But they've been wonderful to me since I got kicked off of Ravelry and when I had trouble with Etsy. And so I want to respect their platform. So if you are interested in purchasing this, it's actually only available on my Patreon. If you don't have a Patreon account, if you can't make it work because some people weren't able to, I can invoice you and then email you the pattern. So that's what I'm doing for that. I will put the link. I think I got the link saved. Yeah. Let's see. I put it in the chat. I don't know if you guys can get it from there, but it's there to my Patreon because it's not like going to it's a little bit harder to find is all. But I've had a lot of support for it and I appreciate it. And a lot of people are really excited about it. I've already seen some cast on, which I'm really excited about. But okay. So 5 o'clock this morning. So Clementine's been sleeping on my pillow, which is fine. I think it's adorable. But then when she decides that she is done sleeping, I am also done sleeping. So for 2 days in a row, I've been up at 5 because we were sharing a pillow and then she stopped and then she was biting me. And I'm not sure what she wanted, but I wasn't able to provide it to her at that time. So I was scrolling on Instagram. This is a really long story. I apologize. And I was scrolling on Instagram and I don't even know how I came about this, but I found this, Be Pretty Good pattern. And for a minute, I had this up as an Instagram story, which is why you see it there with my hat. It looks like we put them out about the same time because I was going to say, oh, look at hers has snowflakes too. And it's pretty similar and whatever, neither here nor there. But I put it up and I had the shop to my pattern and the link to my pattern. And I thought it was pretty funny. Not that anybody deserves to die, but I also just thought it was ironic that came across and then I had this pattern. But anyway.
But also, again, it's the craziness that it's the mentality that either pretty or good were doing the right thing in those situations.
Oh my
that you
God, I
should.
didn't even get that it was about good. I knew it was about pretty, but it didn't even dawn on me that she was talking about
Yeah,
Renee Good. Oh my God.
yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
I'm new here. It is my first day. Um,
But well, sorry, I saw another meme which was pretty dark humor with it's like, how do you think Ice is doing? And they said pretty good. Ooh, which
oh, that is bad.
yeah,
But
that is pretty harsh.
so
But at the same time, it's like, okay, these are not okay. It's terrible that these people died. Okay, that is bad. But also, both of them put themselves in dangerous situations and behaved wrongly in these situations so that the law enforcement, so that ICE were in reasonable fear of their lives. That
mhm,
is why that happened. And it's sad. And they shouldn't, they should not have done that. They should not have put themselves in that situation. But
right,
also, when they were in those situations, there were ways that both of those people could have de escalated those situations so they didn't have to
right,
die. Okay,
right.
not to victim blame or wrong place and wrong time, and that's why they
Yeah.
died. No, they both of them brought the temperature up in the situations that they were in. And again, it's tragic that they died. They shouldn't have had to die, but they were both a threat to officers' lives. Okay, so yeah, so it's a weird thing that it's like, oh yeah, they died for justice. It's like they did not. They did
Mhm.
not. But
Yeah. So I took it off of my story though because I felt like it was being a little bit petty, like because that's not who I am, right? Like I Amy said two things can be true at once. I believe they were wrong. I also believe that nobody should, not that nobody should die, but these situations are tense situations and it's all very unfortunate. And so
right.
then I was like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be making that like joke because it's not a funny joke. It's mean. And I don't want to be mean. Um, so there was that. And then right afterwards, I heard Tom McDonald has a new song out. It's like called Pray for the Left. And I was like, oh, I really can't have this up. That's what I should be doing. Like, hi, weird rapper guy with tattoo face is telling me to be kinder and more Christian. Dang, all right, man, I'll do it. Like, so, anywho, I will continue to promote my hat. Shortly, there will be one that says support ICE. And then I got a question for you guys. And
Oh,
I, it's a personal conundrum, but I value your opinion. So I want to know what you would do. I am in a test net for somebody who is left leaning. And I told her that I wasn't allowed on Ravelry and I told her why. And she accepted me into her test net. But this was before the temperature was like 100,000 degrees. And I was like designing really conservative things and putting them out on my platform. And I wonder if I should just approach her and ask her if she wants me to not promote her test net because I don't want to hurt her business either. She was kind to me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Is that weird? Am I
I
overthinking
don't
it?
know.
Hmm?
I don't know. I mean, it makes sense though.
Yeah.
So,
Because everybody's just so crazy about stuff that I don't want it to be like, oh, well, you let her test knit your pattern. I'm not going to buy your pattern anymore because I know that's how they are.
right.
And she, like I said, I don't know that we agree, but she was kind to me. And so I don't want to hurt her business.
Right.
I don't know. So anyway, if you guys have thoughts about that, but
Yeah.
just a thought. Um, is there any other nice stuff going on right now? I
I
think that
mean,
that's most of it, right? I mean, there's the craziness of the people, telling you that you're a horrible person if you
the melt ice hats, some people are saying
mhm.
they're running out of red yarn. Silly things. Chicken Lady, of course, has very many very beautiful red yarns, and you should get
And if she
them
runs
with our
out,
code.
she will die more for us.
Exactly.
Maybe I should make the support hat ice in red. I was going to make it in her 1621, but maybe I should just make it red.
I don't know.
I'll have to think about it. maybe I can do 2 versions. Oh my gosh, I don't have time to knit all this. All right, anyway, moving on. Oh, people are saying I'm being too kind. It's up to her to keep me as a tester or not.
Okay. Fair enough. But I mean, yep. I don't know, like, you're not necessarily up on what all your testers are doing in their lives, and it might be a difficult thing. Anyways, but
yeah, I'll think about it some more. But I just wanted to, I think letting her make the choice is the right thing to do. Yeah, I might just kind of say, hey, I wasn't doing this when you took me on, but that's okay. But anyway.
Yeah. But you have a lovely new hat pattern as out.
Oh, I forgot another one. Oh my gosh, right? Look it. And oh my gosh, I forgot to send the picture to myself. The one that I sent you the other day. So see this hat pattern? I wanted to have it out at the beginning of February, but then I got distracted by the FAFO hat. But this is my Valentine's hat pattern. And I made it in a baby size, and it's almost ready to be released. So like, hey, look, isn't it fun? It's exciting. Cute. I really like it. I should take it off of this and wear it. You know, it's in the negatives outside today. My poor husband went out and shoveled the driveway, and he said that his fingers hurt so bad he didn't know that if he could continue because it was so cold. It's like negative 23 with the wind chill here. We don't usually get those temperatures. Emily says she doesn't normally like hearts, but she likes this. Yeah, like I feel like it's super cute, but it's not like, oh my God, look at all the hearts. Like it's
right. It strikes me as being very traditional.
Was it you that I sent it to or my mom? I sent it to both of you. And somebody said to me, it looks like lace. Might have been my mom. With the way it's white with the background and stuff.
But
and like,
it's very pretty.
Yeah, so I really like it. I don't know. Yeah, the variegated yarn, unfortunately, is something I got from Joanne Fabrics when they went out of business. So I don't think it's available anymore, but it's like a DK light worsted weight hat pattern. So hopefully that'll be coming out soon. Like it had meant to be out already. So you could have it for next week, but I'll do my best. And it was super cute when I knit it. I'll try to show you guys. I didn't send it to my email though. That's how I usually show you stuff on the screen. But I knit it in a baby size. And because my mother-in-law had a baby shower at her church. And I put a little sleeping fox tag on it. And then I made a little pom-pom to go with it. And I kind of liked how, like, once the chart was done, I started doing the decreases. So it, like, took up the whole hat on the baby size. And that was fun.
That's cute.
Anyway, that's what I've been doing. Yeah. So I've been knitting quite a lot still. And doing the patterns and stuff. That stuff all takes time. The pattern looks Amish.
You know, yeah, it does look like that very, like I said, very traditional, but the very old Norwegian, very kind of rustic crafts kind of a vibe to it.
Yeah, it's funny though, because we were like, we had some stuff going on in our personal life and we were like remodeling and all of this stuff. And now that things have calmed down, like all of the designs are coming back to me. I felt bad for like a year. I didn't design a thing and I kept feeling like I was supposed to. And now like I can't stop designing things, which I guess isn't bad. It's just such a turnaround from what I was doing for a while that I'm like, oh, like it was so hard last year. And this year it's like, oh, I've got 72 ideas. I can make any of them. Which one should I do next?
Which is absolutely excellent too. And also just kind of how things go.
Yeah, I mean, it's life and there's all kinds of things that ebb and flow in life. But it's just funny to me how like last year, if you had said, hey, design a hat, I would have been like, I don't know if I can. Sorry. And now I'm like, okay, what do you want? What you got? Okay, let's go. But
yeah, anyway. I mean, all I've been working on the sweater still. I've been working on this baby blanket a little bit, just because it's garter stitch, and sometimes that's about as much as.
Yeah, I mean it does have that.
Stitch anyways, but.
Am loves garter stitch. What are you talking about? You love it.
I do. I like getting things done fast.
Yeah. And it's got that slight bit of intarsia in it, which makes it just so you.
I know. It's things
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah. Iris said, speaking of Amish, it's sad about the semi-truck driven by the illegal who killed the Amish guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard something about they were like, the truck company was doing some shady stuff to kind of like conceal who their drivers were. So they, sounds like they knew, which is awful.
Yeah. And then
But
people got killed because of it, which is so much of this ICE stuff that I don't know if we're ready to go into news.
Yeah, we're going into it now.
Okay.
Unless you remember that I have another pattern I forgot to tell you about, which I don't think I do, but
if I remember, I'll tell you.
than I do.
I'm sorry.
So.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm pretty, like I said. Oh. Anyways, there have been over 4,000 people arrested in the Minnesota sweep. Also, a lot of the DHS social media sites are putting out like, hey guys, people like, oh, you're just taking people off the street. It's like, we are taking off murderers, rapists, and whatever. And they have a new website, actually. It is called wow.dhs.gov. And you can go and you can see exactly who they're arresting. That they are making this public record. You can go and see.
Good.
You can go see about the child abusers and the murderers and murdering of children and all the different things that these people are accused of. And also, Miss Christie has said that now we're doing body cams for everybody. And just like body cams for everyone, to the leftists are saying, yeah, do body cams. It's like, guys, are you not remembering how that worked for you the first time? Because when you said, oh, yeah, cops need body cams, we said, okay, you get to see the interactions. And turns out that the criminals were at fault, like a lot of the time.
Yeah. And so we kind of touched on Pretty a minute ago when I was showing off that pattern.
Right.
And it's funny to me that he has become like this beacon. I mean, he was working as a professional agitator, not as a nurse, but that's neither here nor there. But
well, the nurse is a class signifier. He's a nurse, so he's good. He's a nurse. He's,
but he had a gun, and he had a legal gun, and so now all the people who have for years and years and years been saying, oh my God, you can't have guns. They're so bad. It's so bad. What do you need a gun for unless you're going to kill somebody? Now this man had a gun at a protest and they're like, well, that's his right. You can't have everything. If you're going to go around for all the years saying nobody needs a gun, what do you need a gun for? Blah, blah, blah. And then a man takes a loaded gun to a high intense situation and is like, no. And us as conservatives know that if I had a concealed carry permit or an open carry permit or whatever he had, and I went to a protest, that is just asking for trouble. You do not take a... Or if you're going to go, you don't get in the cops' faces. Right. If you're carrying and a cop approaches you, you know what you do? You put your hands where they can see them and you say, I have a firearm on me. I am licensed to carry it. You don't go running in there and make them think something's going to happen. And you don't carry 2 extra magazines when you have that gun on you when you're going to be peaceful. I'm just saying. Well, what the fuck did he think was going to happen?
Well, exactly. And sorry. It's like, well,
I was trying not to swear this week. I'm sorry.
You didn't use, he didn't pull his gun. It's like he had it on him, cops could see. And also it's like the presence of a firearm is an escalation. Okay. If you are physically violent and the firearm is not yet into play, it is assumed that the firearm will come into play. That it's.
Well, I took my class. I don't have a permit, but I did take the 18-hour class that is required by New York to carry a pistol. And that was something that was 18 hours. It took me an entire weekend. I had to find people to work my jobs for me so that I could go take this dang class. But in the class, it's a conversation that we had that when you carry a firearm, your responsibility has gone from here to way the heck up here because you now have something that can, yes, you can be used for good, but it can be used for bad and it can escalate situations. And you need to be aware of that when you are carrying. It's ridiculous. Sorry.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nice and succinct, what I was trying to say.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If cops have to react, it's much more risky. Don't agitate them. They won't have to react.
Well, and with the body cam footage thing, I don't know if you saw it was the liberal protesters flinging racial slurs at a black ICE agent.
Oh,
And
I
that
sure
was
did. They were calling him a house boy, except they were using the N word and not boy.
Which could also be
Yeah.
offensive. But yes.
But I didn't want to say the other one. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's totally fine because apparently he's not black unless he is a liberal. Otherwise, he is just a white supremacist like the rest of us.
And
make it make sense.
And both the officers in the Preddy case were also Hispanic.
You know, I was just going to bring that up.
Right. So it's.
I thought it.
I
thought it was in Preddy and in Good. It was the Preddy case that was involved. They were both Hispanic.
They may have been Hispanic in the Good case as well. I have it written down for the Preddy case.
Okay, that's fine. I saw it this morning, and I thought they were talking about both cases, but maybe they were just talking about both involved officers. Could have been both.
But yes. So yeah, a lot of.
Knitting Man is correct. It's our right to carry, but you are just dumb if you are carrying and interfering with law enforcement. Right. Mm-hmm. If you're going to carry and be in a situation like that, you stay out of it. And then if for some reason you're involved in it, you tell them that you're carrying. You don't grapple with policemen on the street and then get surprised when you get shot at.
Right.
It's just have a brain cell.
And also, I mean, and we brought this up before, but it is they've internalized this sort of white supremacy lie where it's like, well, I'm white, so the cops won't hurt me. It's the cops would only hurt me if I'm, brown or something. And it's like, no,
the cops are going to hurt you if you're a threat. If you have a 1-ton vehicle that you are driving at them, you are a threat and you have turned that into a weapon. If you are carrying a gun, whether or not it's legal, and you are coming at them, you are a threat. It doesn't matter. You are not a precious little flower. I don't care who told you that.
Right. And I mean, and the Antifa riots too, where they, I'm sure you saw, and again, this has been happening for several months now, but they'll buy the blow up animal costumes and wear them at these Antifa riots. And there are fun stuff. Oh yeah. So no, but they do it intentionally because they're like, why did you think this person is violent? He's just in a blow up T-Rex costume. Obviously, the person in the animal costume couldn't possibly cause anyone's harm. And that's so the police footage looks ridiculous and so that they look like the victims. They know exactly what they're doing.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. If somebody comes at me in a T-Rex costume and they're going to beat me up, I'm going to fight back whether or not they're in a T-Rex costume, right? Like it doesn't make them giggling. Less.
Yeah.
No, there's something else I was just going to tell you. Dang nabbit. All right.
No, but it's like, Looney Tune tactics is the warfare of the future.
I remember. So have you seen the checkpoint that they put up in Minneapolis so that they know who's coming in and out of their neighborhood?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Isn't it sound a little bit like a border or something where they're trying to know who's coming into their neighborhood and that they don't want just anybody in there?
Right. And I mean, yeah. And there's going to be borders everywhere, whether it's going to be gated communities, whether it's going to be it's going to be plastic walls over your toothpaste, whatever it is, there's going to be borders somewhere. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and it is a very commie guerrilla. Sorry, I almost said granilla. That would be, granola and gorilla together. The hippies doing hard with guerrilla warfare tactics. I'm sorry, I really am sick, guys. But that we have these very very militaristic, very communist. And as pointed out in the chat, these are trained operations also. This is not random people. We already had the Signal chat come out where they had all of these people coordinating tactics, and Renee Good was a part of those chats.
Did I talk about it last week?
Freddie was too, but
I don't know. But last week, I can't remember when I saw it, so I may have already said this, but there was a listing up on like a job website for somebody to lead the protest. They were going to make like $4,200 a month, working 20 hours a week.
Wow.
Right?
Let's do it, man.
I don't think we'll get invited. I think that they will do a check on us because that's what most normal people do. And then they will say, oh, hey, they probably aren't going to help us move this cause forward.
I have been so deeply embedded in the conservative knitting community. Like, they won't even know. It'll just surprise people. It'll be great.
But yeah, no, these people are paid. They are organized. They are, it's not, some of it is grassroots. I mean, I'm sure that
there is some native-born NPR listening people in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. But
Anne, can we talk about the schools for a minute?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so as a mother who homeschools her children, this whole week has just reinforced the fact that my children will never go into public education if I can ever help it. Unless they're going to be like a doctor, or one of my kids wanted to be an engineer for a minute. I don't know. Like, if they need something that requires a degree, that's something. But I don't know. Man. Middle schools and high schools especially, but even a kindergarten in New York City had like things on Friday the 30th. I missed it before last week, so I didn't know. But they were staging protests. They were letting the students out of the school. The kids were protesting. They were throwing rocks at cars. They were booing people who weren't beeping. Like, this is how... Okay, they say all the time that we are how Nazi Germany happened. No, this is how the shit went down in Germany. They started making the kids participate.
Right.
And any parent who has a kid in a school that did that and does not take them out is complicit. Mm-hmm. And they need to understand that this is not something that should be done. You should not stand for it. Your tax dollars should not be going there. Every kid that goes into a school gives that school money. Take your kids out. Take them out right now, because they are indoctrinating them. And even if you have a 4th grade education, you will teach them better than the schools, because this is what the schools are teaching them. It does not matter. There are online resources. You can do it.
Well, yeah. And it is. I mean, for a while, it's the capture of teacher unions, and it's the social pressure. It's the social pressure for the kids on each other. It's the social pressure from the teachers. It's social pressure within the teachers' unions to be liberal, and all that.
I'm sorry. If you are a teacher in a school that is doing this and you don't agree and you don't stand up, you are complicit. Mm. Yeah, I know we all need jobs and we all need money and life is hard, but I was talking to Anne about this week. Before I had my kids, I had a job. I went to an office every day. I made pretty okay money doing my job in an office.
Made the medium bucks.
Yeah, they were fine. And the only reason I stopped working full time was because I would have net $100 a week after my kid went to daycare. Mm-hmm. By the time we had 2, I would have been losing money to send them to daycare, right? So, but the point is that we make sacrifices. People are like, oh, well, you homeschool and your husband must have a great... No, I work hard when I have to. I'm lucky to have a support system that can help me. But if you are passionate about doing the stuff and you find a community, there are people that are going to help you. Like my homeschool group, I go there. I'm like, dude, my kid hates math. What do I do? I get like next week I could come in and there'll be 17 different curriculums for me to look at. Do you think they would like this one or that one? We had good success with this. But if you are allowing this to happen and you are not doing anything, you are just as bad as the people that are pushing it. And I am sorry if that is offensive. Because If you're a teacher and you're scared of losing your job, this is the time. Like, I know that my situation was different because I was just on Ravelry and whatever, but I got kicked off because I said the things they didn't like. Sometimes you have to say the things that they don't like because people need somebody to do it. I said it and did it with her hat that she has on. Colin Kaepernick was like, oh, Betsy Ross was a slave owner piece of shit. And Ann was like, actually, you know nothing. Betsy Ross was cool. This is her flag, right?
Very anti-slavery.
But if you don't, it's hard. Taking the first step is hard. In the beginning, I was super lonely because I had been a part of the Menane community for a long time. I had been a test center for a long time. I was a stay-at-home mom who was homeschooling. I was lonely. Like, I wasn't homeschooling back then. But the point is that it's lonely, and then you get kicked out of these things that you expect. And it is hard. And it is hard to be called names. And I would sometimes cry. I would go to my grandma's house and I would tell her how sad I was about all the people that hated me and were sending me these messages. And you know what she said? God picked you for this time. It's hard, but you can do it. And just the school thing. I know you got 700 things to talk about, Ann, but the school thing. You are doing your children a disservice. You are failing them if you allow them to be in a situation like that. They are going to fail. They're going to be pretty good at one point or another if you allow this. If you do not stand up for what is right and what is good, and if you don't, sometimes you have to do the hard things. Mm-hmm. And it's really, really hard. And we have good friends. They both work wicked high paying jobs, better than my husband's job, better than the job I had. And they say to us, well, how do you guys live at the level you do? Because we work hard. We sacrifice. It's not easy, but sometimes it's the answer. And when it comes to our kids, we will do anything we have to do to protect them and give them the best chance that they can have. And if you aren't doing that, then I don't know what to tell you. But letting them go to those schools and participate in that shit, you are failing them. If you do not remove your kid from that school, there is going to be an answer. It might be hard. It might involve you working during the day and having to help them with school during the night. It might not be what you want to do, but you have to do the best thing you can for your kids. So, sorry, I won't keep talking about it.
No, absolutely. And also it's I don't know, there's this sort of idea that's like, oh, well, they're just teenagers, they'll grow up. It's like, no, not necessarily. I mean, not that it's impossible for you to change as you grow older, but also it's like the idea that your actions don't become a part of who you are, that your actions are separate from the person. Is like, I'm sorry, if you're doing delinquent, if you are a teenager doing delinquent things like screaming at cars and throwing rocks, it's like, oh yeah, you're going to be just such a beautiful, notable citizen later. Like, I'm sorry, they are participating in this and they're doing these things. Like, they should, anyways,
well,
this should be
I know I've talked
absolutely not allowed. Sorry for the police.
No, it's okay. I know I've talked about it before. I'm a staunch conservative. That's not a thing. But my kids, when I talk to them about things that are going on, they say, well, you think this, right? And I'm like, it doesn't matter what I think. What do you think about this? Do you think that's right? Do you think kids should be going out into the street when they're supposed to be at school learning? I want to know how that can even happen. I remember when I went to a private school, but I'm sure it was the same all around, that if you left the building, you had to have a permission slip. How are they just taking people's kids somewhere? It makes no sense. It's just, it's disgusting. I think I'm frozen.
You froze for a little bit, for me anyways. Is it working? Still frozen?
Sorry. No, I'm sorry about that. But
we have a lot of other news, and we're almost at the 45-minute mark.
Sorry. Are we good now?
I think we are.
Okay. So, praise God for your grandma's encouragement. I needed that when I was on the fence with staying home with my children. Sacrifice is the word that's what it's about. Yeah. And my kids are getting older. Like, I'm not going to have them home much longer. They're going to want to be not with me. Never would have traded being home for anything. And this is what I'm getting at. This liability. What if something had happened? Somebody got hit by a car. What if they weren't supposed to be out of the school? And then Christina, my mother-in-law's church used to be like this, that the point of having Christian kids was to go out into the church, out into the world to be the light. But unfortunately, there is so much demonic nonsense going on in these schools that I don't think you can anymore. I mean, maybe it depends on where you live and stuff, but I know here in New York, never would have. Never. Nope. So, oh, wow. Chicken Lady said high school athletes that participated were allowed to play in their games. I mean, that's good. But they can't give my kid a Tylenol or an allergy pill, but they want to take our kids to protest, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, and I'm sorry, I did not mean to go off on that rant, but every time I see one of those videos of kids out there, I'm sorry, our job is to protect our kids. No, I'm not sorry. Our job is to protect our kids. You have kids, that is your job. It is your number one job. It is not, yeah, they need to be clothed and fed and safe, but also putting them out in that situation is not safe. So you got to figure it out. So I'm sorry. I could keep going. I saw so many clips. I saw a mom who was so mad taking her kid out of school, and they were like, well, why are you mad? No, the kids are safe out there. No, the kids aren't safe out there. And the fact that you're trying to indoctrinate them is ridiculous. I want my kid to be a critical thinker. I don't want him to be ostracized. You know why? Probably most of those kids didn't agree. But when you have a group of 30 kids and 15 of them want to go do that, the other 15 are like, well, I better go too, or I'm going to look ridiculous. There's also all that going on.
It's like, why? I don't know. Why are they bringing kids to protest? It's like, I'm sorry, the kids are out there as leftist cannon fodder, okay? Mm-hmm. They are there because if an ICE agent hits a kid or if something happens, the outrage would be so much higher. How dare these ICE agents attack children and not why are there children at these protests in actual dangerous situations in which people have behaved poorly and died? They're bringing kids into that intentionally. And also, again, it's the idea that a kid throwing a rock is not a level of lethal force. It's like, it is actually, assuming that it's a sizable rock.
If they threw a rock and it hit an ICE agent, absolutely there would be it would be a very severe threat. And this is the other thing, and then I will stop. Okay, look, my job is to protect my kids. If I put them in a dangerous situation, I could have them removed from me. Why is the school allowed to?
Yeah.
Why is the school allowed to do that? And it's just, I don't know. Sorry.
Anyways.
I didn't remember that happened until right now. And it's been building up all week. I just keep seeing more clips of these kids being out there. If you guys are allowed to do something that would get my kid taken away from me, if I did it, that's bonkers. It's the most crazy thing I've ever even come across. And as a parent, your job is to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
And make them be able to be people, real people that can articulate their thoughts and don't just believe what you believe because you said it's the truth. And, raising kids is hard work. So anyway, sorry.
Anyways,
what else do you have, Anne? Oh yeah, you've got a lot of stuff.
Other news. I don't know if we want to go international or the Melania movie. Melania movie is a fun little break in the middle of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I was able to go this past week, and it was nice. A lot of the message of her movie, it's a documentary about the 20 days before the inauguration. Okay. But she talked about the Be Best initiative, and a lot of Melania's focus is the very fine detail, the no, we're not just going to be good, we're going to be excellent. Excuse me.
Yeah, Anne was texting me things about the movie. Like, Melania also has a trumpinator in her airplane. But I don't think her trumpinator has his own hat like mine does, because you can barely see him back there. But he is wearing his very own MAGA hat that I crocheted for him. So, I mean, hers probably isn't as cool as mine. I won't lie. Texas Sheep Lady says, "Don't be sorry when you're correct." I appreciate that, but I do know that even though Anne and I have this platform, it's not my soapbox. But I don't know. The parents that I see doing crazy things to their kids really, really gets me going. And the ones who take them to protests and like use them as a shield. It's insane. I would never use my child as a shield, because that's not, I'm supposed to shield them. Like, that's just bonkers bananas. So that's part of why I'm so crazy about it. I didn't mean to go off on a thing.
It's saying that the teachers know better than the parents about the children, and then it's using the children as a shield. Because, in the end, they really aren't their kids. They really don't, they're just they're the performative children. They're the metaphorical, our best and brightest future. They're not actually your kids. Sorry, I just had to hack up a lung.
It's all right. That's why I went back to the thing, because I still had more to say about it. So
no, totally. Anyway, so Melania, yes, and she does have a trumpinator on the dash of her plane, which is hilarious. But anyways, that the movie was mostly like a glossy fashion magazine. Like, it was, the music was nice, and beautiful shots, and the rule in movies that the longer it takes to introduce a character, the more important they are. So, or the longer it takes before you see their face. So, and the first shot of Melania in her movie is the shoe stepping out. And it's like, oh yeah, the heels, babe. And anyways, so yeah, there was a lot about fashion. In fact, I could have done with more fashion, but they were but it was only Melania's inauguration outfit, which was sharp. And not like the other ladies of the inauguration, but she's talking with the designers, and with her being a fashion model, but also her mother being a fashion designer. And she talked about her mother too.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And something I didn't know. So they talk about her outfit, and she's like, oh, this is lovely. And she is sitting there going like, okay, it needs to be in slightly here, and the lapels need to be a little bit wider. And I don't like this. This needs to be tighter. And she's like, and the hat top was a little floppy at first. And she's like, no, straight across, clean. And you see her, and she, again, perfect down to a T, so much that she makes everybody else look bad in comparison, even people that I'm like, oh, that's a lovely outfit, like like Usha Vance is always so lovely wherever she goes. She's incredibly classy, she's incredibly lovely.
She is.
But even her standing next to Melania, you're like, oh, your tailoring is not that fine. You're beautiful,
but then
you're
again,
lovely.
As Melania is an actual model,
yes,
you would expect that. Chicken Lady says more
a couple other
fashion.
things on her plate.
So I sit here in my stained, faded, dyed over sweatshirt. Dude, I got my sweats on. Don't worry. Doesn't mean we don't enjoy looking at it. I'm sure Anne's got her sweats on today. She's looking like it.
I do not, actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was just curious if Melania was actually playing near me, because I don't know. I feel like it probably isn't, because I live in the middle of, Oh, it's playing at a few places. I wonder how long it's going to be out. Because I would go see it. I would
No, it's
consider
fun.
that.
And she talks to, I mean, her Be Best initiative was also a a big thing that, again, it's the commitment to excellence, and that's the message that she wants to bring to kids. And she was talking with the Queen of Jordan and Bridget Macron. She talked to her in there, and again she so I again, I love the fashion, but it's like, okay, it's like this. There also has to be some substance, like a tasteful family tribute. And it was the day of Jimmy Carter's funeral was the 1 year anniversary of her mother's death, and I didn't know that both of Melania's parents stayed in the White House during Trump's last term, and
Oh
her
no,
father is staying in the White House during this term.
that's
Yeah,
interesting. The whole time?
yeah,
Oh,
and I
I had
mean,
no idea.
well, like he has a permanent room there, because part of the inauguration is that you have to decide which of the White House furnishings you want to use because they have so much in storage. But also, they do not switch out the furnishing until exactly the moment of swearing in. They do not do anything. So everything's
Mhm.
ready to be packed up and moved, but they have to move everything and switch it out, and it all has to be there waiting for you when you come there. Um,
That's so crazy to me.
yeah. But yeah, and also she's talking about that doing the designs of the tables for the different inauguration balls and other stuff like that. So yeah, there was the inauguration focus and what was going on, and there was a couple things that they did not mention that day, which I thought was very interesting because again, it was Melania focused. It wasn't the whole show focused.
Hmm.
But oh, and they also, and again, so they talked about charity stuff, they talked about her family. They also they had a lady who had been a hostage in Gaza, and at the time her husband was still a hostage. And she sat down and talked with her about that. So again, that there was other stuff going on too, but it was also, they had some serious points, but then it was also fun to have Melania stand next to Jill Biden and Joe, who clearly didn't know where he is, and Jill, who's never been known for her outfits in a positive way. To be
I don't know what you're talking
Melania.
about. I mean, she only looked
But
like a hooker a couple of times.
oh yeah, the gaudiest fabrics and fishnets for a first lady. But
Yeah.
and again, upholstery fabric. So much upholstery fabric among Democrat women. Like, get it together, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. They aren't known for their beauty.
Well, except for AOC, who is mostly known for sheer shirts nowadays.
What? I
Oh,
haven't
you
seen her
haven't?
in a sheer shirt.
Oh, well, let me tell you, um, her and Sydney Sweeney must be going to the same designer because that was a very, very see-through turtleneck she was wearing at an actual event.
Yeah, no. No thanks.
Not
I
that
need
you
to know
particularly
less
want to
about
see
you.
that, but yeah, exactly.
No. Okay. Well, that's
Um,
interesting.
Anyways, Melania movie. It was fun. It was nice. She only really, it's like it's the happiest you've ever seen a Slavic woman. She only really like giggled a couple times. Once the entire inauguration day was over, and she was clearly very happy. It all went well. Nobody
Hmm.
tried to kill her husband. Everything was fine. Everyone's safe. Nobody again tried to steal the election or do anything crazy like that.
Nobody tried to kill her husband. Man, the fact that you even have to say that is just messed
No, because
up.
you could tell that she was concerned, and again, deathly
Yeah.
concerned. She was all about that. But the day went great. They're actually in the White House. Everything's good. She was smiled. The other time where she actually smiled throughout it all was when the director asked her who her favorite recording artist was, and she said Michael Jackson, and that she and Donald met him once, and it was so much fun, and he was so nice.
Oh, that's cool.
But she
It's
liked
probably
Billie Jean.
true, but whatever. We're not going to worry about it. So anyway,
Anyway,
um,
but
oh no,
what?
Anne,
What?
you're killing me. I don't know what our next topic is.
Oh, sorry. Um,
Poor Anne and her stuffy runny nose.
Well, we have England and we have the Olympics.
I thought we had to talk about Iran too.
And Iran definitely.
Okay.
We don't. Okay, guys. Okay, if you have like kids around and stuff, like this isn't fun. Okay, this is not like this is going to be bad. Okay, so Iran. Hey, we're looking at the highest number that I have given, and this is early in these Iran protests, so it's much higher. They're estimating like 36,500 dead is the number that's floating around, is probably upwards of that. Okay.
Right.
And mostly young people. Also, they are okay. Again, all of these dead, all these protesters, murdered by their government, but also they are burning and mutilating the bodies of women specifically to hide evidence, which implies that it's not just murder going on.
Well, I heard a lot about that they don't want them going to heaven as virgins because if they aren't virgins, they can't go to heaven, I guess. So it sounds like they're abusing the people before they're offing them, which is really horrifying.
Right, which is a pretty standard practice in Iran too.
Yeah.
So the Iranian situation, definitely keep that in your prayers. Okay, and there absolutely must be something going on behind the scenes here, and I would like to assume, and again, this is pure speculation, that that there's other countries involved, like possibly Russia or China or other countries that are saying that there will be different retaliatory tactics taken if we go into Iran. But I mean, that so many people died and that Trump said help was on the way, and as of yet, help has not been on the way. Okay, that is awful. And if the answer is just merely, oh well, we didn't want another Iraq situation, it's like we could have done so much more in here, though. Like, I understand not wanting another Iraq, I get that, but also people have died, and again, we took out the Iran nuclear sites. We could have definitely helped more. And also, it's like, oh well, we don't want to be the world police. It's like we kind of are, though. And if we are not,
and if you're gonna say we're sending help or help is on the way, do something,
right?
But then again,
there may be much more happening behind the scenes. Obviously,
that's the thing. We don't know,
right? So I don't want to, totally discount. Obviously,
but then again, if things are going on behind the scenes, let's not say that help is on the way until like maybe we're closer to getting that all taken care of, hopefully, so it's less crappy.
Right. And also, I mean, Americans told to leave Iran. Woohoo. Let's do it. Anyways, and no, I'm gonna keep pronouncing it that way. Don't, anyways.
Is there a reason for the different pronunciations?
Because I'm American.
Okay. I was just curious because I've seen the comment before. So
right. Anyways, so got that going on. Also in bad news. So England has been having a grooming gang inquiry this past week. Now, England has had 1 million grooming gang inquiries, and not a lot has happened because it is a systematic problem but more is coming out. I mean, it's more policemen, more social services, more police in coordination with the rapers and abusers. We have girls that have been abused by hundreds of men, and by hundreds, I don't mean 2 or 3, I mean 7 and 8. We have,
and the government knows, and they're just okay with this.
Well, because then you'd have to do something about it. But
sometimes
again,
it's better to just pretend things don't exist. I'm with you.
and the amount of times where you have young girls who are drugged and abused, and then they are the ones who are arrested for drunken disorderly for then kicking up a fuss about it.
Wow.
Yeah, and that is again consistent, systematic, and also the tactics are such like this is not a ooh somebody gets a fun idea to abuse some girls and this happens in different ways. No, this is the same across the board, almost as if that well, A, it's a coordinated effort, but B, they're sharing tips and tricks because everybody knows about it.
Mhm.
But also something coming out about this is that it is okay. So this again been known about for what 25 years that this has been
Right.
going on, and this has been going on through the years, and so many people have been abused and abandoned, and all of this horrible stuff has happened. But also a new angle that is coming out in this inquiry, and it's headed up by Rupert Lowe, is that there's a certain amount of specifically new angle is that there may be English girls being trafficked back to Pakistan, that a
Right.
guy that they will be abused in England and then forcibly converted to Islam, married, and then shipped back home. And and then the courts will be like, well, that's legal. Well, you belong to him now. Bye. And that this is something else that happens in these abuse cases where the abuser will be considered, the competent adult responsible for
Right.
these girls.
Right. That's fantastic. Iris is saying that lots of mayors-in-law are part of this or covering up I mean the amount of people involved has got to be astronomical if there's that many people abusing these girls.
And also, okay, so we also have the Epstein stuff going on right now. And again, I do not mean to discount the Epstein stuff, but Keir Starmer will get up and say, oh, the Epstein stuff is terrible, where he himself, was somebody who covered up for this abuse because he was a part of the legal system before his political career. I guess the legal system is part of a
right, but he was
before he ran for anything. But he no, not only did he cover up this abuse, and not only does he have his own gay sex scandals that is being quietly slipped under the rug, him and Ukrainian rent boys, allegedly, but a fifth one has come forward. That you have this, and then he's like, oh, this Epstein stuff is evil, the victims, where our hearts go out to you. It's like, okay, again, both things are evil, but one of them was in your court. And I understand that Prince Andrew came over with Epstein and that Epstein was running an international blackmailing ring. Okay. So I'm not saying that it doesn't touch England at all, but it's so weird that one of these things you're actually in charge of as Prime Minister of England. That's crazy, man. I can't believe it.
Yeah, no. It's kind of like, take the plank out of your eye before you worry about the speck in your neighbor's eye. Like, dude, Epstein bad. Also, England and the scandals you got going on there, pretty bad. Like, deal here and then worry about over there. Like, for real, dude. Sorry, when you started talking about England, it reminded me of something because we've been talking about the assisted suicides, and does England have it, right?
England is passing bills towards it.
Well, guess what? Here in New York, we can do it too now. If you are within 6 months of death, they can administer, and you want it, they can administer the stuff to you. Yeah. So there you go. We've opened the door.
Yeah, which is pretty sick. Annie in the chat says that he was a human rights lawyer that saw that people got to stay here too. So.
Oh, geez. Yeah, Annie's from that neck of the woods, so she's got a beat on that.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's bad. Yeah. No, this stuff is creeping in everywhere, and it's easy to be like, oh well, it's in England. Oh, it's on Epstein Island. Oh,
Yeah.
it's all
No,
made is
it's
just in Canada. No, this shit is everywhere, and it is getting bad. We
right.
need to
And
like do something.
yeah, and we saw it too under COVID things that everyone was looking at everyone else's homework. And you do have a certain amount of globalism. But it's like, no, everybody's like, oh, well, you're getting away from that. Well, we'll try to get away with that. Well, I think that's a great idea. I think,
Mhm.
well,
Yeah, no,
don't want old
it's
people on the system. But also with the English case, and again, lots of horrible stuff going on in England. And yes, there is. We do. It's like, oh well, that's not an American. To a certain extent, it is not in the same
yeah,
way because again, there's different cultures, different people, different insidiousness parts of this. Um, but there is also a case. So you know, there's a woman whose daughter was murdered by one of these migrants, and the courts told her that she should not kick up a fuss, she should not say anything publicly because it would hurt her case. That shut up, or you won't get a fair trial, basically, as if you get a fair trial anyways.
I I don't
But
think bringing attention to a situation is a reason that you wouldn't get a fair trial. I mean, I don't know how things work there, but that doesn't seem right to me.
well,
I
it's an
don't know.
intimidation tactic
Well,
towards
obviously, I'm just
victims and
saying.
family. But yeah, yeah.
Freaking A, man.
Yep.
Oh, I'm feeling quite disgusted all around. What else you got for us?
Well, we have the Olympics, which I love the Olympics.
Anne loves the
Um,
Olympics, but you have bad news about the Olympics too. So, I
well, yeah,
mean,
I do have some bad news about. Well, we all okay. So, quick, last week on the Olympics. So, if you remember the one Algerian boxer who they claimed was a woman but wasn't. Well,
mhm,
even she will admit now that yeah, male
they got male
chromosome.
chromosomes. Did
Yes.
you see that they've got a Swede that's openly trans? They're in skiing or something, maybe freestyle something, but it's an openly trans Swedish competitor uh, competing with women. Still looks like a dude. Picture I saw looked like somebody punched him in the face too, but I don't know what that was about. I don't know if that's just how he looks, unfortunately, or what. But I don't
It's
understand why they
someone.
think that dudes should compete with women. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's the Olympics. It's not like it's well, it shouldn't be anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's the Olympics or not. It shouldn't be anywhere.
Right.
But anyway,
And we do have a couple of legal victories recently that is talking about the irreparable harm that these surgeries do to
mm-hmm.
minors, and there has been several millions awarded from that.
Yeah.
So we do have that going for us, and hopefully, again, it's terrible to say that this is a fad, but it there
It's
there's
kind
such
of
a
a fad.
it's kind of a fad. There's such a frenzy to incorporate this, and it's awful, and it hurts people, and you have to agree, you have to agree, you have to agree, and it's like you really don't. You really absolutely do
No,
not.
but in the fact that you called it a fad is perfect because it wasn't a thing. It became a huge issue, and now it's quietly dwindling.
Mhm.
It's quietly like people aren't really doing it anymore. The kids aren't doing it. It's kind of like a weird, like, oh,
Yeah,
let's just
and
back away
there
slowly. Maybe they won't notice. Like, that's the
right,
vibe.
and we have, and it's there's portions of America, other places too, where the left and the right don't talk to each other at all. So
Mm-hmm.
you have the left who is getting more and more lefty in their own little bubble, and you have the right and even people in the middle where a lot of the nonsense has already broken. The bubble's already popped, and they're like, "Whoa, wow, that was crazy," but we don't have to deal with that anymore. And you still have the hardliners who are, the people who are still masking, but the people who are still doing, performative trope pro trans things. And
Yep.
also, okay, if you if you were a part of the trans movement and you or someone you love had become trans, it's like it is very difficult to say how much it has harmed people and how horrible it has been.
And if you're a parent that was like hoodwinked into that and then your kid has changed their mind, I mean, dude, the guilt and the awful feelings. I mean, dude, I just went on a 20-minute rant about how our job is to protect our kids and do what's best for them. If I somehow got hoodwinked into thinking my kid was the opposite sex and then it like totally harmed them and it's really hard to come back from that. You kind of want to like cling onto it with both hands because admitting you were wrong is kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay, so what's going on with the Olympic team, though? Tell us that story.
Okay, the Olympic team. Sorry, first off, yay Olympics. And also, I liked the opening ceremonies. They were, I don't know, there's almost, so it's Giorgia Meloni who's in charge of Italy, and she's very conservative for Europe. But the opening ceremonies, there was almost it's almost anachronistic that it seemed older. It was very it was pretty, it was pro Italy, but there always with the Olympics you have these calls for peace and globalism and let's all come together, which again you expect for the Olympics. They had a rapper come out and talk about peace, and it was peace in the most abstract terms, and it's just like, okay, yay, peace. We can just say peace and peace will happen. And all of these differences and wars and everything will just evaporate because, you formed yourself into a giant dove. That will help. I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know. I find when I shape things into a dove, I feel better about peace. So I guess it can happen. Hey, quick question. Where are you watching the Olympics? Do you have like regular TV or do you like have an app?
I watched it through Peacock.
Peacock? Okay. Because I don't have like regular stations. So I was just curious where people were watching it. Okay. Sorry.
But anyways.
So I will get Peacock so I can watch them. So I can talk about this with Anne next week.
Exactly. But it's interesting because everything from, so Ralph Lauren always does the American outfits, and Americans look fine. But it was like a lot of the outfits have very vintage inspired vibes. And it was like, even the ads, I thought it was a very interesting tone shift that, like there was an electric vehicle ad, and I know that that's not Olympics necessarily, but the electric vehicle ad was, look at this in this very mid-century modern 70s house, and plugging in your car is as analog as listening to music on a record player. Like that was the angle. And
I don't think that's true, but good try.
No, but the shift between, it's like, it's not altruistic environmentalism, it's like, oh no, we love the past. We're like very conservative now. It's like we want to respect our traditions all of a sudden. And it's respect our traditions in like the lightest, fluffiest, separated from ideology way, but it's a very interesting tone shift.
Okay. Just quick. I own an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
It's not just as easy as plugging it in, number one. You need if you're really going to drive your electric vehicle, you need a charger that can charge it. Because if you just plug it into a regular plug, it will take you at least 24 hours to charge it.
Right.
If not longer. So therefore, it's not that easy. There is stuff. You have to make sure you have the thing. My husband and I were having a conversation. The buses around here are trying to all be electric. It takes infrastructure. It takes garages. It's bullshit. Okay, anyway. They're a good tool when they're used properly as a tool. Right. So anyway.
But anyways, just the way that, again, the Olympics are being told. But yeah, even they talked about the cathedral in Milan, and they're talking about like, yeah, this is the pinnacle of human achievement. Again, the commitment to excellence, and the Melania Trump be best thing. But it was all very like, this is the best that humanity can do, and this is like the Olympics, which is the best that humanity can do. But they, of course, didn't mention that the cathedral was dedicated to God. That would have been a central part.
We can't talk about that.
Again, generally, let's come together and try to be the best of us is the Olympic message in general, and everything else is there. But mentioned in there, mentioned already that Vance was booed, and the Israeli team was booed. And on one hand, it's like, well, Europe, we've seen what made you cheer. So,
Mhm.
but that there was, and written down the guy's name, AJ Edelman. He did a little video, and he's the head of the Israeli bobsled team, and that he was talking that he wore a kippah with the 8 names of the Israeli Olympians who died during the Munich massacre. That was his thing to honor them, and he's of course, your team Israel, you're wearing a giant Star of David on your helmet. You're not gonna like hide, your country or anything like that. But talking about that, but today their apartment was broken into and passports and equipment and shoes stolen. And it's like, okay, but you always need increased security for the Israeli team because so many people want them dead. And it's like,
It's just so messed up.
right. And it's like, and they are still out there. And again, they are going to represent their country well, and they are going to do it, bravely. And, again, this is very much a risk for them to compete. And you have all of this fluffy globalism and peace, peace, peace. But what about for Team Israel? That you have that conflict in the fluffiest ideals of globalism. It's like, well, don't you know, we did this whole thing with a little girl, talking about the light of the sun, and then we had this lady astronaut come out, and oh, I wonder how the European astronaut got to the International Space Station. Oh, crazy how that happened. But we have all of this beautiful imagery, and then once you get to the practical and complicated politics of things, it's like you actually need something more serious to drive it. So yeah, anyways, all that cheering for them, cheering for Team USA, Team Israel, all of our buds. Even though one of Team USA was like, "Oh well, it's so difficult right now with the ICE protests," which is stupid, but
Go away.
that happens.
I mean, people are always going to talk about it. At the Grammys, there was some guy being interviewed about his ice pen, and he was like, he did not have like a sentence to string together because he didn't know why he was wearing it. So I think that a lot of it is just, it's the thing to say right now. So,
well, and also it's the thing to say right now, but it's like you must appear at your pop culture awards and you must say today's dogma. Whatever the liturgical calendar of woke is, you must say your statement for your catechism before you're allowed to accept your award. That you have to do the correct call and response, or else you're shunned.
God. I can tell that you're a Lutheran at heart, even though you have left. I can still tell. So anyway, what else have we got? We have gone wicked long.
We have gone way, way long.
And you're sick. You need to go take a nap. Watch your Olympics under your blankie.
I know. I am sick, so I am both like, woo, but I'm also rambly.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think those are the big things. There's a grenade thrown in a French beauty salon because it's crazy what they get up to if they don't have guns. We have the Elijah Schaffer scandal, which is okay. Elijah Schaffer is a piece of crap, anyways. But the scandal is that he's blaming the Jews. You remember who Elijah Schaffer is?
I was trying to listen while you were talking because at 5 o'clock this morning I read something about it, but it's in there. I just can't quite access it.
Yeah, Elijah Schaffer, he first came to public knowledge because he was doing BLM riot coverage, which, good for him. He was brave. He was out there during the riots and, getting good video of what was going on. So he kind of came to prominence after that. And then he got a show with The Blaze, and then he was fired from that show for sexual harassment. And just continual disrespect of his co-host at the time, that she was like, why are we putting up with this? She actually ended up suing The Blaze for letting that go on. And then Yes, yes, he is very much him and Candace and their hate of the
Okay.
Jews. They're just super buddies there. Anyways, so he is off in the I would say using Catholicism as a skin suit. You know,
Okay.
that it's that sort of a I'm super trad and also I'm so trad I hate black people. Like that is the sort of thing that Elijah Schaffer is into because
Okay.
Catholicism and Christianity in general is apparently only a white people thing, which again it was in the Middle East
Yeah.
starting. So
I
it's
was
not
waving at Amy. I'm sorry.
okay.
Just randomly.
This
Have fun
wave
at
in the
church,
middle.
Amy.
It's like,
She's going
is
to
this
church.
wave a stop? Like
No, we do need to stop though because
we do
it's
need to stop.
like almost 1:45. Like, hi, what is happening today? So Elijah Schaffer's a
Right.
piece of trash. Okay, yes.
Yeah, he's a piece of trash. Anyways, behind it's been well known him and gay hookups every which direction, no matter how trad he says he is. But he recently it was revealed that he had an affair with another again Catholic influencer girl, and which apparently allegedly resulted in her having an abortion. So, and he is divorcing his wife, though he did this weird thing on Twitter, which he since deleted, saying that she had run off and the FBI were after him. And
That's why I saw him. I was waiting for it to click because
right,
his kids were stolen and they
yeah,
were missing, and it was
mhm.
weird.
It
I
is
think I got
weird,
that from Carrie Smith. If anybody follows her on Facebook, she shares a
right,
lot of good stuff.
right.
Our friend over
Anyways,
at the
so yeah,
program.
anyways, it's crazy. It's stupid, but that's, as has been said by several people. It's like you get the influencers you deserve.
Yep.
Aw, thanks, Tina.
Yeah. Thanks,
Um,
Tina.
but it's like you need to vet your guys, okay? And again,
Mm-hmm.
when Elijah Schaffer again first came in to the limelight and he was just doing videos, that's like, okay, I understand why you support a guy then. All right. And
Mm-hmm.
again, because you didn't know he was. And again, it's a brave thing to go out there and film riots and get in the middle of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
get that.
But also, these people, a lot of them, once they get famous,
Mhm.
Candace Owens, and they get a lot of followers, they kind of go off the deep end. Like, it's like you can only wear the costume for so long before you're like, like the seams start to break apart and like little bits start to show. So
Yeah.
I think that's normal with most people. You can hide stuff for a while, but
Right. You can only become what people want you to be for so long.
mhm.
And Candace, I mean, again, not to, minute of crazy. Candace, who was talking about how she and Charlie Kirk could both, astral project, and doesn't that make them special? And then we have Tucker Carlson, who is doing the tour of the Middle East right now, saying how great they are all for Christians, right in the middle of this war zone. Um, anyways, stupid crap out there, keep frosty.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, people are crazy, and unfortunately, follow who you like. Take from them what makes sense, like, right? But do your
Mhm.
own research. Anne and I try our best to like give you guys like good news, not good news, but like we try to do it
Yeah,
accurately
it's like
because
looking
that's what we
looking at
do.
these show notes for today. This is not good news. This is
No,
like
no, no. But my point is that it doesn't matter who you're following. Like, even though I love Bongino, I've been hearing some stuff about him which I'm not pleased about, and so now I'm going back and I'm vetting things I'm hearing from him because I don't want to fall into the trap of just because I really like the dude, I'm going to take everything they say as gospel. You've
well,
got to listen, take stuff in. Don't just listen to one source even, because you've got to use your brain. God gave it to you for a
right. Well,
reason.
and also, okay, not to go on a little scree of my own, But okay, a lot of this Elijah Schaefer stuff, you know where it's coming from? Milo Yiannopoulos. Milo Yiannopoulos. Okay, people listen to him because, like, oh, he's got the inside dirt on everybody. He does got the inside dirt, but he is also one of the vilest, bitterest men around. Okay, who will absolutely undermine anybody he can, and just for the joy of it, also to benefit himself. But also, and people will still take him seriously, and he will hang out with Tucker and Candace and everybody else. And I'm sorry, speaking of people who are complicit, Tim Pool, okay, and Tim Pool will, you know, have him on for the freak show factor. What is his problem? Okay, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't heard this. I would go listen to that because I've seen Bridget McCrone, and I don't disagree that she looks quite masculine.
Well, I mean, I would say the Bridget stuff like that, I think it is funny in like a Weekly World News way, but that taking it seriously is no.
But sometimes, you know what?
Right.
Sometimes there's so much nonsense going on in this world.
Candace had kept herself, had taken her show and specifically done a very Weekly World News type show, be like, yeah, that's hilarious, that's fun. But that she expects it to be taken seriously, and that French and Israeli assassins are after her now because she's brave enough to speak out, and that kind of a deal is, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we have gone wicked long. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us, especially at this random time that we don't normally do. We're going to be back on Tuesday with Knitting Wars. I know that we are going to have Dreaming Tabitha with us. I'm not sure who else is joining us yet. That's cool. Look at Anne's cool hat. Anne's excellent Betsy Ross hat.
It's Intarsia. It's actually a really great beginner Intarsia if you don't do Intarsia. Ooh.
Or if you hate Intarsia, you know, you could just do it around and around if you feel like it. You can check out my FAFO pattern. It is on my Patreon. If you have trouble with Patreon, just message me on Instagram. Send me an email. I will send it to you.
Sorry, you said if you don't like Intarsia, you can duplicate stitch it. You can, you know, if you like embroidery more than knitting, you can definitely.
I didn't say duplicate stitch it. What I meant to say was duplicate it so that you just have the flag going around and around.
That's true. You can do that too.
No, but it goes back into that flag thing where it's the long floats. Never mind. But we are sponsored by Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. She has really great yarn. You can use the code Geo Washington PIK to get 20% off of your order of $50 or more at chickenladyfiberarts.com. Look at Festivus, Thicket. I mean, everybody loves Thicket. I know that a ton of people have it in their stash, and we need to knit it, even though it's beautiful. So
it is beautiful. And I don't have my sweater anywhere nearby, but again, love.
Yeah, Anne made a sweater out of this. It's beautiful. I know. So
beautiful consistency. Really, really just beautiful colors. Lynn.
Lynn, and she's almost 60. Lynn, I don't know when your birthday is, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lynn.
Enjoy it. It's awesome. Thanks for being like the coolest yarn dyer we know.
Exactly.
Okay, maybe not the coolest because we know a lot of cool ones, but like one of the coolest.
Among the coolest yarn dyers we know. Definitely cream of the crop as far as
and check her out. She has great yarn. Check out Anne's patterns on Lovecrafts and Etsy. Check mine out on Galilee Life and Patreon. And we appreciate you guys.
Knit Against the Machine. Get your bingo cards.
We've had some bingos already. It's mindful knitting. Like, I don't like saying mindful, but like chill knitting. Like, get off your phone, listen to a book, spend time with your family while you craft, take a walk without headphones on, do something. Bingo cards are on Anne's blog.
Yep, and
on our Instagrams, right?
And on Instagram, yep.
Yeah, so the cards are there. Get them. And just have a fabulous time doing some crafting. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you on Tuesday at 6 Eastern for Knitting Wars. All right. Thanks, everybody. All right. Bye.
Oh, say.